Hello everyone and welcome to Freebie Friday. Today's episode is going to be on camera basics. Like I said in the beginning, guys, welcome to the first episode of Freebie Friday. Since I've started making these YouTube videos, a lot of people have been asking me, camera basics, how I take the pictures I take on Instagram, how I get the video quality that you see. And I figured that I would just make a very basic, a free tip Friday kind of thing, where I would explain different camera aspects, color grading, shutter speed, how to film in 4K, how to film something like that, just basic things. But today I figured we would start with the basics. This is our first time. And on this episode we're talking about the three main aspects to your camera, which is aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Now the first thing we're going to talk about is aperture. Aperture is one of the main things people learn about when they first get a camera. It's how you make those blurry backgrounds on a portrait, or how do you get very good quality images in low light. And how that is it's the amount of light the lens actually lets into the camera sensor. Now to show this is a lens, a 1.7 lens. And what's going to happen as you turn that aperture dial on it is it's going to make that dial open up. It's like an eye. It's going to open up and let more light in. Now the more light you let in, the more bokeh, it's a photography term for what's around you, or the blurry background. If you want a sharper image like a landscape, you would crank that really low to where it's only like about a dot. And that's going to give you the most detail because it's not letting in as much light. Now moving on to something that goes hand in hand is ISO. Now ISO is something that most people keep on auto, but if you are using manual, you will have to know how to use ISO. Now ISO basically is how much the camera compensates for the light in the image or the video. So it will add light to the video electronically. It's not something that the light's being let in by the aperture. Now the problem with ISO is it sounds good in context, but the higher the ISO, the more noise you'll have in an image. So instead of having an image like this, you'll have an image like that. And that's something that's just totally ruins an image, is ISO noise. So it's something good if you can keep it on most camera sensors. Can't handle ISO too much, but if you get into the higher grade qualities like my camera is, it can handle a little higher of an ISO. Now the last thing we're going to be talking about in this video is shutter speed. Now shutter speed is used very differently from photography and cinematography. A lot of people want to lump them together and say that they're the same thing. They're not. They're different for photo and video. So the main difference is in photo, you've ever seen photos where you want to see motion in photos, like a car driving by, you want to see that blurry background, kind of streaks coming off, kind of like the flash, when the flash is just tearing out of there, you know what I mean? And then you have photos where you want them to be still, like a waterfall. You want to catch those droplets individually. So what you would do is, if you want to see a car with speed going by, you would crank that shutter speed down to a low number. But if you want to freeze that thing, you crank it higher. And what that is the frame opening up, letting the light in the picture. And if you do it in a faster thing, it's going to capture it and keep it. If you do it at a slower pace, it's going to get those streaks and have open longer. So that's basically what it is for photography. In video, it's very different. In video, you want to double your shutter speed, what your frame rate is. So if you're shooting it in a 60 frame rates, you're going to raise that up to a 120 shutter speed, and that's going to give you a good flow in your videos. Same thing, 24 needs to be at 50. So guys, that is going to be Freebie Friday. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. Hopefully we can do more of these. But that's going to be it. It's just a small video today, just explaining some basic camera stuff. Something that I would like to share hands-on, but I think it's most people need to know about their camera, just some basic things. So guys, if you enjoyed that content, please smash that like button. Feel free to leave a comment in the comments telling me what I should do next. I'm really kind of curious of what I'm going to do next Friday on Freebie Friday. But other than that, guys, as I say all the time, I love all you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.